I never planned on spending my nights mopping floors in a place where hundreds of people had died. But when you're truly desperate, you stop caring about the red flags. My name is Alex. After the factory I worked at for years suddenly closed down, I spent months drowning in rejection letters and mounting bills. Rent was 3 months overdue. My truck was on the verge of being repossessed. The electricity was about to be cut off. I was eating cheap ramen and applying to every job I could find. No matter how strange it sounded, that's when I saw the ad late one night on a shady job board. Janitor Blackthorn Memorspillows. 11 PM to 7 30 per hour. Strict protocol adherence required. Immediate start. Background check mandatory. The pay was excellent for night work. I applied immediately without thinking too much about the strict protocol part. 2 days later, I received a short email with an address and a time for an interview at dusk. When I arrived, the abandoned east wing of Blackthorn Memorial Hospital looked like something out of a nightmare. The building was huge, covered in vines, with many windows boarded up or shattered. The air felt heavy and stale even from outside. A rusty trailer was parked near the chained gates. Inside, Mrs. Harlan, a gaunt woman in her 60s with tired eyes, was waiting. She didn't waste time with pleasantries. High pay because the work is particular, she said. Most nights are quiet. But quiet here isn't safe. Follow the rules exactly or you won't be leaving when your shift ends. She slid the contract in a laminated sheet with 7 rules across the table. I started reading, and that's when I realized just how deep I was about to fall. I sat in that rusty trailer reading the 7 rules Mrs. Harlan had given me. With every line, the job felt less like a cleaning position and more like something from a horror story. Blackthorn night janitor rules. All lights on the 3rd floor must remain on at all times. If any bulb goes out, go to the basement generator room and flip the red backup switch. Do not go upstairs to investigate. Never enter room 13 on the 2nd floor after midnight. The door may be open, close it from the hallway and keep moving. Do not look inside under any circumstances. If you hear a heart monitor beeping steadily from any empty room, write the room number in the logbook and continue your route. The sound will always stop by 2:30 AM. The elderly woman in the wheelchair wearing a faded hospital gown may appear in the east corridor. She will ask you to push her to the elevator or to her daughter's room. Reply only with Visigo and Walkawai touch the way. Any loose syringes, pill bottles, or patient charts found in the hallways must be placed in the red sharps container or taken directly to the basement incinerator. Never read them or examine them closely. At exactly 3:33 AM, the intercom may announce a code blue. Do not respond. Do not go to any room. Continue your assigned route as if nothing happened. If you discover a patient chart with your own name, photograph, and today's date on it, take it immediately to the incinerator and burn it before sunrise. Do not read the diagnosis. Mrs. Harlan watched me silently as I read them twice. When I finally looked up, she spoke in a low, tired voice. The building has been closed for years, but it's not empty. Follow these rules and you'll get paid. Break them, and you become part of the building. We've had many janitors. Very few last more than a few weeks. I should have walked out right then. But the $38 per hour was real, and my bank account was almost at zero. I signed the contract. She gave me a set of keys, a powerful flashlight, a cleaning cart stocked with supplies, and one final piece of advice. Stay on the lower floors as much as possible. And whatever you do, don't get curious. That night, at 10:45 PM, I drove back to Blackthorn Memorial Hospital to start my first shift. The east wing looked even more menacing in complete darkness. The chained gates creaked as I unlocked them. The moment I stepped inside the building, the heavy door slammed shut behind me. The sound echoed down the long, pitch-black hallway like a warning. I turned on my flashlight and began my route. The first few hours were almost normal, just an old, abandoned hospital. Peeling paint, dust everywhere, old medical equipment left behind. I mopped corridors, emptied trash bins that hadn't been touched in years, and tried to ignore how quiet everything was. But around 1:20 AM, I heard the first strange sound. a heart monitor beeping steadily from somewhere down the hall. I froze. Rule 3 was clear. I wrote the room number in the logbook with a shaking hand and forced myself to keep moving. The beeping stopped exactly at 2:30 a.m. I told myself it was just old wiring. Old machines malfunctioning. I almost believed it. The first week passed in a strange mix of boredom and creeping dread. I developed a strict routine. I stayed mostly on the first and second floors. I avoided the third floor as much as possible. I never went near room 13 after midnight. I always carried extra batteries and kept the logbook close, but the hospital was slowly revealing itself. On night 6, while mopping the east corridor, I saw her again, the elderly woman in the wheelchair. She was sitting at the far end of the long hallway, bike facing one of the flickering lights. She slowly turned her head. Her eyes were sad and pleading. "Please, dear. My daughter is waiting upstairs. Can you push me just a little way? I'm so cold and alone." Her voice sounded so frail and human. For a moment, my conscience overpowered my fear. I almost walked toward her. Then Rule 4 flashed in my mind like a warning siren. I stopped, gripped the mop handle tightly, and recited the exact words. Visiting hours ended years ago. I turned around and pushed my cart away as fast as I could without running. When I looked back over my shoulder, the wheelchair was empty. The woman was standing right behind it, her head tilted at an unnatural angle, smiling with a mouth that stretched far too wide. That night I barely slept during the day. I kept seeing that smile every time I closed my eyes. By the end of the first week, I had witnessed several more anomalies, heart monitors beeping in empty rooms, flickering lights on the third floor, whispers in the ventilation system. I followed every rule perfectly and survived. I started to feel confident, maybe even a little proud. I was doing what previous janitors couldn't. I was lasting. I was wrong. The real test began on night 9. It was a stormy night. Rain hammered against the broken windows. The east corridor lights were unusually dim and flickering badly. I was mopping when I saw the wheelchair again. The elderly woman was there, looking even smaller and more pitiful than before. Tears ran down her wrinkled face. "Please, I'm begging you, just push me to the elevator. My daughter is waiting. I won't ask for anything else. I'm so cold." Her voice cracked with emotion. She looked like a real, suffering old woman who had been abandoned. The loneliness in her eyes broke something inside me, against every survival instinct, against Rule 4 screaming in my head. I reached out and grabbed the handles of the wheelchair. The change was instant and terrifying. Her head snapped around, 180 degrees with a sickening crack. Her sad expression melted into a horrifying, ear-to-ear grin. "Thank you, new patient," she whispered. "We've been waiting for someone strong like you." The moment my hands touched the handles of the wheelchair, the entire hospital seemed to wake up. The elderly woman's head had snapped around with a sickening crack. Her sad, frail expression was gone. In its place was a wide, unnatural grin that stretched ear to ear, showing too many teeth. Her eyes, which had looked so human and pleading just seconds ago, were now completely black. "Thank you, new patient," she whispered in a voice that no longer sounded old or weak. "We've been waiting for someone strong like you." At that exact moment, every heart monitor on the floor started beeping at once. The sound was deafening. Room 13's door, which I had closed earlier, swung open slowly down the hallway with a long, metallic groan. The lights began flickering wildly, some bulbs exploding in showers of sparks. I let go of the wheelchair and stumbled backward. The woman didn't move. She just sat there smiling at me. I ran. I sprinted through the east corridor, pushing my cleaning cart ahead of me. Behind me I could hear the wheels of the wheelchair rolling smoothly, following at a steady pace. She was humming an old lullaby, the same one my grandmother used to sing. The intercom crackled to life at 3:33 a.m. exactly. Code blue. Janitor Alex, east corridor. Immediate contact knew me nama I made the stairwell basement. My only thought was the incinerator. I had to burn the rules, burn the chart I was sure was waiting for me. Burn anything that might save me. The basement was pitch black except for my flashlight beam. The air was thick with mold and the smell of burnt paper. I found my patient chart lying on the floor right in front of the incinerator. My photo, today's date. Prognosis, permanent resident night janitor. I threw it into the flames. Te fire rosa, but the refused to burn. It sat there untouched. My face staring back at me from inside the fire. That was when I truly understood. The hospital had already decided. I stood frozen in the basement, staring at my own patient chart sitting untouched inside the roaring incinerator. The flames danced around it, but refused to consume even a single corner of the paper. My photo stared back at me with cold, lifeless panic took over. I grabbed the chart and ran back upstairs, my flashlight beam bouncing wildly off the walls. The heart monitors were now beeping in perfect sync with my racing heartbeat. Whispers echoed through the ventilation system, calling my name in dozens of different voices. I tried to leave through the staff entrance. The door was locked from the inside even though I had the key. I rattled it desperately, but it wouldn't budge. The hospital had sealed itself. I spent the rest of that night barricaded in the janitor's closet on the first floor, mop handle wedged against the door. I could hear the wheelchair rolling slowly up and down the corridors outside, the wheels squeaking rhythmically. The elderly woman was humming that same lullaby, occasionally whispering my name with affection. When 7 a.m. finally came, the automatic doors still wouldn't open. The sun rose outside, but inside the east wing it remained dark and cold. I was trapped. The next few nights blurred together into a nightmare. I continued cleaning because I didn't know what else to do. The woman in the wheelchair appeared every single night, always asking for help in that sweet, pitiful voice. I never touched the wheelchair again. But the damage was already done. Patient charts with my name started appearing everywhere, on counters, inside trash bins, even taped to the walls. All of them had the same prognosis, permanent resident. The heart monitors followed me constantly now. Room 13's door stayed wide open, and sometimes I could see shadows moving inside it. I was no longer a janitor. I was becoming part of the hospital. The hospital had fully claimed me. I no longer tried to fight it. I pushed the mop and cleaning cart through the same corridors night after night, following the same routes I had established during my first weeks. The only difference now was that I was no longer alone. The elderly woman in the wheelchair often rolled silently beside me. Sometimes she hummed old lullabies. Sometimes she told me stories about her daughter who never came to visit. Her voice was gentle, almost motherly, but her head would occasionally tilt at that unnatural angle, reminding me what she really was. The heart monitors never stopped. They beeped in every hallway I entered, matching my footsteps. Room 13 had become a kind of shrine, its door always open. Shadows moving inside even when I didn't look directly at it. At exactly 3:33 a.m. every night, the intercom would call my name for a code blue. I had stopped running. I simply continued cleaning as the announcement echoed through the empty building. I found more patient charts with my name. Some showed different causes of death: heart failure while on duty, lost in the corridors, failed to follow protocol. I stopped trying to burn them. The incinerator would never accept them anyway. One night I discovered something even worse. While cleaning the second floor, I found a new janitor's uniform folded neatly on a chair outside room 13. On the name tag was my full name. The uniform was slightly stained with dark spots that looked like dried blood. I left it there. The worst part was the new janitors I sometimes heard arriving. Every few weeks, I would hear a truck pull up outside around 10:45 p.m. I would see flashlight beams moving through the lower floors as another desperate person started their first shift. I watched them from the shadows, just like the woman in the wheelchair once watched me. I wonder if they will last longer than I did. I wonder if they will touch the wheelchair. I've lost track of how many weeks or months have passed since I touched the wheelchair. Time doesn't work the same way inside Blackthorn anymore. The clocks on the walls are frozen. My phone died long ago. The only way I know when a new shift is starting is by the sound of a truck pulling up outside and the faint beam of a new flashlight cutting through the darkness. I've become part of the building's routine. I push my cleaning cart through the same endless corridors every night. I mop floors that never stay clean, I empty trash bins that fill themselves again. The woman in the wheelchair is almost always with me now. Sometimes she rides silently. Sometimes she tells me stories about patients who died here decades ago. Her voice is calm and comforting, but every so often her head turns too far and that horrible wide smile returns. The heart monitors are my constant companions. They beep in rhythm with my footsteps. Room 13 has become a special place. I feel drawn to it, but I still haven't entered. Something inside knows that if I walk through that door, there will be no coming back. I've seen many new janitors come and go. Some follow the rules strictly and last a few weeks. Others make mistakes faster. I watched one young man help the woman in the wheelchair on his third night. He lasted for more shifts before he joined us permanently. Another broke Rule 7 by picking up a pill bottle. He's still here too, pushing a second cleaning cart on the third floor. The building collects us. Mrs. Harlan's trailer is still parked outside. Every new hire goes in there first. I sometimes stand at the broken window on the second floor and watch them sign the contract. Just like I did, I want to scream at them to run, but I can't. My voice no longer works when new people are here. The hospital won't allow it. I am no longer a night janitor. I am permanent staff.